Hello everybody, welcome to another Flaming Dice Reviews video. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my very favorite games from 2014, and that is Splendor, which is a card development game. Some people would call it an engine building game. Splendor is one of my absolute favorite games that released last year. Everybody that I have played it with, that I've shared it with, has enjoyed it. Let's take a look at what comes inside and see how the game plays, and then I'll meet you back here for my final thoughts and the Flaming Dice Reviews score. Be right back. One of the things I'd like to show you is the insert that comes in Splendor. Splendor has a lot of heavy components. The gemstone coins that come in the game are very, very sturdy. They remind me of the slammers that used to come in Pogs, or come with Pogs back in the early 90s. And one of the great things is it has just fantastic storage for that. So once you open the game up, you have space on top for the instruction manual, and then you also have space for all of the gemstones individualized by color, all of the cards, and all of the noble tiles. And there's a space for everything. It's just wonderfully laid out. Mwah. Thank you, Space Cowboys. That was an excellent addition to an already fantastic game. Just to give you an idea what I was talking about whenever I referred to the gemstones as Pog Slammers, if anybody remembers what those are, this will just give you a little bit of an idea of the heft of each of these gemstones. So they're not cheap and plasticky. They're very solid and feel, well, just like a Pog Slammer. The components in Splendor are very easy to understand and are of super high quality. So I'm going to show you those now. Up at the top we have our noble tiles. And depending on the number of players in the game, these tiles are flipped over randomly at the beginning of the game. And any player who is able to afford the noble's cost, shown in the bottom left, gets that noble. That noble comes to your camp, so to speak, and they lend the 3 victory points to the player that controls them. Over on the right we have our gemstone tokens, which come in 6 colors, 5 basic colors, the white, green, black, blue, and red, and then 1 gold token, which represents a wild card, or a wild token, and can be used to purchase any color. Now the purchasing goes towards buying assets, and that's shown by these cards down here. For example, the card in the center costs 4 white, 4 diamonds. So you can either use 4 diamond tokens or 4 cards that have diamonds on them, because this game is an engine building game. So as you purchase these assets, the gemstone that's in the top right permanently adds to your purchasing power. For example, if I own the card on the top or on the left, that gives me 1 green gemstone, and that's always available to me to spend. So instead of using a green token, I can instead just use my card to purchase, and I don't lose the card for that. Hence, the engine gets stronger. The more of these cards I have, the more purchasing power, and the stronger my engine gets. And I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. Setup for Splendor is extremely easy. That's one of the great things about the game, is how quick it is to set up, especially with the insert that I showed you. Setup is always a breeze. The game is made up of 3 different decks. The green, which represents the easy to acquire assets. The yellow, which represents the middle of the road assets. They have a medium cost, but not only do they lend their gemstone to your engine, they also have a higher likelihood of providing victory points, which in Splendor are called prestige points. And then at the top we have the blue deck, and the blue deck, the cards in the blue deck are more expensive, but not only do they lend their gemstone to your engine, they also provide higher number of prestige points. Over on the right we have all of our gemstones, our 5 normal colors, the green, black, white, blue, and red, and then our wild token, the gold. Up at the top, we have our nobles, and that's really the number of tokens that it starts in the bank, and the number of nobles that start at the beginning of the game are the only thing that changes depending on the players. 2, 3, or 4. During a player's turn, a player can take one of 4 actions. Number 1, a player can take coins or gemstones from the bank. And they can take that in one of 2 ways. They can either take one coin of up to 3 different colors. So in this example, I took a blue, white, and a red. Now I could have taken a black, green, and a red, or a white, black, and a blue. It doesn't matter. If there are 4 or more of the same color, as there are in this example, the second option is you can take 2 of the same color. So one of the 4 options is one of each of 3 colors, or 2. The second option is 2 of the same color. The third option is you can use your gemstones that you have acquired and your engine, your cards that you've already purchased, to purchase new cards. Now once you've purchased a new card, one is simply flipped over and revealed, and now it's available for purchase. The fourth action that a player can take is to reserve a card. For example, if I cannot quite afford this blue card, but I know I'll be able to afford it in the next few turns, I can reserve it. I can hold it in my hand and take a gold token, which counts as a wild. And I can add that to my side. Now this does not count towards my engine until I've paid for it. So what I normally do is keep this turned over face down until I've paid for it. Now I think a common misconception in the game is that the gold token has to be used, the gold token that you got for reserving this card has to be used for this card, but it doesn't. However, it does make purchasing it later a little bit easier. And once again, we're going to flip over a new card. I'm going to show you some example gameplay from Splendor, and I'm going to play like it's a 4-player game, but we're only going to see my turn. My engine is going to be, or my card development area, whatever you want to call it, is going to be over here. So this is going to be my first turn. On my first turn, I have nothing. I'm going to take a blue, a red, and a black token, and I'm going to add it to my area. The other players go. Now it's my second turn. On the second turn, I'm going to take a red, a blue, and another black. All the other players go. On my third turn, I'm going to purchase this emerald, this green card, which costs 2 blue and 2 red. So I'm going to return these to the bank, take my card, add it to my engine or to my card development area, and then reveal a new card. That's the end of my turn. Now the other players are going to go. Now it's time for my fourth turn. I have 1 green to spend and 2 black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another green, and let's just take a blue and a white. And that'll be my turn. And now the other players go. Now back to my 5th turn. Now I want this card. No, I don't. No, I don't want that card. I can't afford that card. Let's say it's a couple turns forward and I've acquired a number of these tokens. You can never have more than 10. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this will work. Now on my turn, I want to purchase this blue card. Well, it costs 1 white, and I have 3 white. So we'll add that back to the bank. It costs 2 red. We'll add that back to the bank. And it costs 2 green. Now I only have 1 green token, but I have a green card, which counts towards the green currency. So I turn this one in. This one stays because it's always part of my engine. I purchased my new card, add it, reveal a new card, and play continues. And now I have even more purchasing power. Let's fast forward a little bit through the game towards the end, and let's talk about the final two pieces of the Splendor puzzle, and that is acquiring the nobles and ending the game. Now, in order to acquire a noble, you have to have the appropriate number of cards. For example, the lady on the far left requires that you have 3 black or onyx cards, 3 blue cards, 3 white or diamond cards. Blue, I believe, is sapphire. Now, in this example, I have 3 black, I have 3 white, but only 2 blue. So on my final turn, I can purchase this card, or if I could purchase this card, I would then have 3 white, 3 black, and 3 blue, which would be enough to acquire this noble. This noble now comes to my player area, and her prestige points are added to my total. Incidentally, just acquiring that 3 also would get me this lady. So it would actually get even more points. So the nobles are a great way to win the game. And as always, once you take a card, you replace it. Now, how you win the game is getting 15 points, or prestige points. And as stated, the top left of the card is where the victory points are printed, as well as on the noble tiles. So in my case, I have over 15, as denoted by the numbers in the appropriate areas. Now, each player has a chance, or gets to play the same number of cards. Same number of turns in the game. So if a player, the last player to go on the first turn, acquires 15 points, the game is instantly over because everyone had the same number of turns. If, however, the player who went first on the first turn acquires 15 points, then every other player gets to do their final turn, thus ensuring that everyone had the same number of turns. And that's Splendor in a nutshell. Welcome back, everybody. As we just saw, the component quality of Splendor is absolutely wonderful. The artwork is great. The gameplay, I think, is very, very interesting, very fun. It's not too hard, but it has deep strategic value. A lot of replayability. Is great for a lot of different ages. My 10-year-old can play it just as easily as an adult can. Once they get it down, it's super easy to learn. The component quality of Splendor is absolutely wonderful, and let this be a hint to designers. The insert that comes in Splendor is just wonderful. I love how it holds all of the coins that come in the game, all of the gems. That is just such a pleasure to have them at easy access to all those components inside of that insert. I ran Splendor through the Flaming Dice Reviews scoring system, which scores a game on 8 categories, including portability, replayability, accessibility, overall fun, artwork, all of that, and then all the scores are averaged together. Splendor got a 92 out of 100, which is very, very high, the equivalent of editor's choice for Flaming Dice Reviews. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to subscribe. Do me a favor, share this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and do visit our website at www.flamingdicereviews.com, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye-bye.